So, good morning, individuals. Good morning, beings, beautiful beings experiencing this human experience through your eyes. I'm always curious to see how other people view the world because I think everyone views it very differently. I don't think it's something that we could clarify until we're out of these bodies and somewhere else. Today, I wanted to talk about how often, especially with like social media nowadays, it's like, are you living your life the way you do for yourself? Are you living the way you live for the validation of other people? And maybe not even for the validation, but just knowing people are seeing you do those things. Whether they say anything to you, they just watch you do the things you do. It's interesting. I feel like I'm being watched all the time. So sometimes I do things thinking or feeling that people are watching me. So I think it's kind of frustrating sometimes because I'm like, is this who I am? Or am I just putting on a facade for people? And I feel like on here I'm quite raw about certain things. I do think sometimes I'm a little bit more positive on here, but not all the time. I think that I'm pretty straightforward on how I'm feeling. I asked for some feedback from my past video and videos as well, but my biggest thing is my sound is very low because I hate speaking loud. I've always despised or disliked speaking loudly. I think the only time I speak loudly is when I'm really excited. I feel like I've always had a just soft spoken voice. But prior to this, I just asked the source, God, the universe, whatever that is to you. I just asked for it to tap into my heart and let the words flow as needed. So, whatever comes out of my mouth is not necessarily from me, but I'm a vessel and I want words to flow through me. Last video, I talked about silence and not just silence, but taking that quietude and solitude for yourself because the world is so noisy. There's constant static in the background. I think that a lot of us get overwhelmed, and some of us get really used to that. Maybe that's from our childhood, or maybe that's just something we've learned over time from our childhood, or from our being a teenager, from being an adult, whatever it is. I think kind of learn to find comfort in the chaos and in the noise, and at times I think that can be okay and good. And then other times, I think it's something that we shouldn't necessarily get used to because I feel that we have a lot of dysregulated nervous systems in our world, and I think that's why it's going the way it is because we feel this sense that we just have to go, and that's the only way to be productive is to constantly be going and doing and doing. And I think that can be good, and the world is going the way it is, and I get that. I just know that I don't really want to be a part of that. I want to be a person that contributes to the world and my community, but I don't want to be someone that's tied to keeping the world going all the time. I just sometimes want to exist. And I think that if we all were to take a few days out of the year, we would feel a lot better. And not even just a few days, but if the whole world would stop for a second, take a breath, get off our freaking phones, our devices, our vices as well, and see how we really feel like we would see the disconnection we all have, or see the connection we do have with each other. I think I might have brought this up, I don't remember, but I was listening to something, I don't remember if it was a podcast, if it was a video, I'm not quite sure, but I see, and it's also an observation, I see like most people that have addiction, and I think almost everyone in this world has some type of addiction, and it's derived from a disconnect, not feeling connection. And that often happens when maybe from childhood and feeling alone. And at the end of the day, we're kind of are alone. It's like it's just us. However, we all are connected. I think as a young child, I really, even sometimes I still feel this, but I recognize it's not something that's going to happen and it never will. And that's okay. And I've learned to accept that. I still think about it, but I remember even being a teenager when I was really having some difficult times and I just didn't like myself, didn't love myself. I was like, this is terrible. Like, I don't understand why anybody would want to experience this. Sucks. I wanted someone to save me. I wanted somebody to come and tell me that they see me and that it's going to be okay. And that really never happened. And even though I would say, like, this is the person that did it for me, that turned my life around or whatever, it was truly just me picking myself up and telling myself, like, if I want something, I'm gonna have to do something about it. And not in the sense of the only way to get things is to do and do. Like, there was a lot of patience and waiting and taking my time, certain things. Again, like, at the end of the day, all we really have truly is ourselves. So let's learn to truly not only love ourselves but also like ourselves, and instead of doing everything for everyone else all the time, let's do things for ourselves. And I know that sometimes it can sound selfish, but it's like when we're not meeting our needs, when we don't know who we are, we hurt a lot of people in the world. And not only that, but if we're not healing actively, again, we're just hurting the people around us. And I think that it's okay to rely on other people, of course. I'm not saying that you have to do everything alone, but if you watch people, often there are very rare people in the world that don't do this, but even that, like, I'm trying to, like, I can't, from what I've seen, from my experience of life, everyone experiences something a little bit different, but I think we all can relate a little bit. I feel that the people that do things for us, they might not say they want something in return, but maybe by doing that thing, that they feel good about doing that thing, and that's they're getting something out of it. I used to think, like, no, I only do things because I'm kind or whatever. But it's like, no, I mean, I'm not saying I'm not kind, but I feel that I do things because it makes me feel good. And that sounds weird, and like it kind of sounds like counterintuitive of how I'm explaining this because I'm having a hard time putting it into words. But even, for example, I had a family meeting last night with my brothers and my dad, and I feel like we all just want to be appreciated for the things that we do, and we want to be seen for the things we do without like telling people we do them. Like, one of my brothers was like, I don't think you guys realize, but I do stuff around the house. I do unload the dishwasher. And I'm like, I didn't, because I'm working on not saying something, for not having something to say about everyone's opinion or everyone's feelings. Like, I feel like I've really taken a step back and tried to stop doing that. What I wanted to say was, so what I'm hearing is you want to be appreciated for the things that you do. And then after that, I wanted to say, well, welcome to life, bro. Everyone wants that. Everyone wants to be appreciated for the things they do without verbally saying, like, guys, I did this thing. No, I just did that. And I want some recognition for that. And I know that I'm kind of going off about multiple different things right now. However, it is something I see often. People will say, like, I do all this work, and what do I get? That's why you got to do it for yourself. Because at the end of the day, people are so focused on themselves. You got to recognize that. Some people might see you and it might feel so good, but you need to see yourself, figure yourself out, find yourself, love yourself, do things for you. You might feel good doing things for other people, and that's beautiful. Do it. If it makes you feel good, do it. Go do things and expect somebody to constantly see you all the time. You have to see yourself. I think that's so important. Alright, I'm gonna end this video before I get crazy. I'm about to go to the gym, blood pumping. But I hope that made sense, at least a little bit. Again, I'm not gonna say I don't know what I'm talking about, but I also don't know what I'm talking about. So I think everything I say, take with a grain of salt. Just as anything anyone ever says. I don't 100% believe anything that anyone ever says. It's like 100%. This is it. This is the thing. This is absolutely true. And then I would be like, a few weeks later, a few months later, a few years later, I'm like, what? That is what? Can't believe I fully believed that. That's crazy. And again, me even saying that, take that with a grain of salt. Thank you so much for listening. Again, if you want to freaking make this so much faster so you can get your things done, do it. I appreciate anyone who listens. I'm just trying to be real and raw in here. I think I'm doing better at that. Authenticity gets thrown around a lot, and truly, that's the person I want to be, is authentic. Try not to put on a mask or a face, something that's not me. And I hope that people recognize that and see that. I love you. I hope you love yourself as you should. And I hope you like yourself. And if you don't, I hope you learn to like yourself and love being around yourself. Thank you for everything. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening. Over and out.